the English newspapers had some things to say ahead of this Manchester United-Arsenal clash. Ruben in a flat, boss raps ref and defends by Indir. This was from the Sun. Sport also, again from the Sun, we got one about Gyökeres. Yok and loaded. Viktor Gyökeres given Premier League reality check on Arsenal debut as new 63.5 million star fails to even have a shot. Those were the newspaper headlines in England. We're going to be bringing in Geoff Shreeves, who's in England at the moment, to be giving our player ratings. Geoff, what are your thoughts and opinions from this opening weekend in the Premier League?
Hannah, I thought it was great. Fantastic football's back. We saw so many good goals, great excitement, drama left, right and centre. I really, really enjoyed it. But, you know, if we are going to focus on Arsenal and Manchester United and Gyökeres, and I know you're going to ask me to rate him and his performance, I agree with JD. It's only an hour in. But what I would say is, don't forget, this is the guy, Nico and I, we had the debate, didn't we, with Lahoud, and one of the big reasons we said that they should go for Gyökeres as opposed to Šeško is that Gyökeres is oven ready. Well, I've got to say, the entire Arsenal team looked completely undercooked. It was a strange performance in that they seemed way off the pace. They kept giving the ball away. They even looked leggy, and it's the opening day of the season. It was really, really weird. But equally, I don't blame Mikel Arteta for saying afterwards, look, you know, before I came here, they hadn't won at Old Trafford since 2006. So a win at Old Trafford on the opening day of the season is fantastic news. So if you said to Arteta beforehand, listen, it'll be free-flowing football, your new record signing Gyökeres will get a couple of goals, but we might draw or we might lose, or we can play distinctly averagely, impress nobody and come away with all 3 points. Which do you think he would have chosen?
So, Geoff, give us a rating, what you think Gyökeres was through 1 through 10.
Yeah, Hannah, I've got to add the caveat because he was one of 11 plus the subs who underperformed. But I also, as I said, I agree with JD. You can't judge the bloke on an hour. 6 out of 10, but I wouldn't give anybody in an Arsenal shirt any higher than that. I probably wouldn't give them much lower because they were all so out of sorts. The only way they...
No, but 6 is generous.
I've given him a
JD,
6.
do you agree?
6? Let me tell you, I was going to give him a 5, and then I saw him shoulder bar Matheus de Ligt down to the ground, and then I was like,
he's supposed to score.
You get a bonus mark. You get a bonus mark for sending him 7 yards. Yeah, so I'm giving him a 6. I'm giving him a 6 as well. I'm agreeing with Geoff. Only because I saw the runs, I saw the actual ambition, and I think once you start seeing the chemistry,
But he was garbage.
But wait, just let it land. Wait. Once you start seeing the chemistry build, they'll start noticing what Viktor was doing. Because me and you, we watched the game very similar. We're not necessarily watching the ball, we're watching off the ball. What's happening in terms of movement? And what I liked was there was a lot of direct running in behind that wasn't seen and wasn't felt yet in terms of from his teammates.
Thank you.
So then,
I like sitting beside this guy.
Once it starts to link up, just wait for it. I'm telling you, that's why I give him a 6 for the industry.
Hey, listen, I agree with the potential side of Gyökeres. I have been Gyökeres stan from the very first day. But if you were bought for what you're bought, and you have 0 shots on goal, 0 big chances created, it's been a year since he took less than 1 shot in a game, so 0. It's been several, 3, 4, since he played at Coventry, that he took 0 shots in a league game. I love Gyökeres. I'm going to give him a 3.
A 3?
Yeah, your striker's supposed to score.
What would you give him if you don't like him?
He did that. Okay, 4 because 4. If you don't want me to be mean,
I'm also going to go with a 6. I liked his hold-up play.
Full passes completed.
You're judging it by stats. I don't care what my striker does.
Stats is football.
Received no service at all. Everyone around him was poor, just like Geoff said. Saka was just about as poor as you'll ever see him. Martin Odegaard couldn't complete a pass in the final third to save his life. Martinelli was tragic. Declan Rice was one of the... He had one of the poorest games I think you'll see out of Declan Rice in a long time. He ran around a lot but didn't really create anything. Let's go to Gyökeres. He held the ball up well. Didn't have any chances created for him. He was being draped over by 3 different center backs. De Ligt had a fantastic game, but he held his space well. He held the ball up well enough, and he was dangerous enough that I give him a 6.
Oh my God, I couldn't disagree more with you guys. I'm sorry. It's not about what you could potentially do, and I see the potential.
Thrives on service.
Brother, he went to Old Trafford. He went to Old Trafford, and at the end of the day, listen.
There's no win.
You can hold
Hang on.
You can play.
Nico,
you got to deliver at the end of the day, and if you're doing player rating,
so on that,
60
Nico.
minutes that I saw perform from him, I didn't see him do too much in order to deserve something higher.
Okay, Nico. So on that basis, would you give anybody in the Arsenal team higher than a 3 or a 4?
Hold up. I would give David Raya a 6 or a 7.
6 or a 7?
A 6 or a 7?
Saves. He had the most
Did you see the
saves.
save that he did from
7 is an extraordinary rating. 10 you got to be absolutely killing it. You got to score. You got to score a hat trick.
Okay, fine, Nico, fine.
A 7 is a great game.
Yeah, Nico.
Is 7 not a good rating?
7 is average in my book.
For me, 7 is you had a really good game.
Guys, we've got to get to the next player. We're going to now be going to Ricardo Calafiori. Jeff, we'll start with you again. What did you rate him in his performance, Calafiori?
Quick note there that Nico actually ducked. The true answer was he thought the entire outfield players for Arsenal were poor and he wouldn't give any of them more than a 3. So, again, look, Calafiori, he scored the goal, but, literally, the ball hit him on the head. He was virtually in when he scored. He made some decent runs in, but Mbeumo absolutely gave him twisted blood. He was all over the show, and he got a booking, but he showed some character as well. But he made plenty of mistakes. I was impressed by the way he came into midfield on a couple of occasions. I certainly wouldn't give him any more than a 6, though.
Okay, 6. JD, you agree?
I'm giving him a 7. Look, any defender that scores a goal, you impact the game in terms of both sides. I think you deserve an extra bonus point. So I'm going to give Calafiori a 7. I do agree with what Jeff says. I think he moved into midfield a lot. And I feel like there was moments where you could see that I feel like Miles Lewis-Skelly is probably a little bit more comfortable in the half turn and in transitions. But I thought he defended actually quite decently because Brian Mbeumo is a forward that's full of confidence, and he's carrying the confidence from last year to this year. I thought Mason Mount, I thought Matheus Cunha, I thought the front three of Man United really caused a lot of problems. So I think when you're a defender and you think about you're up against someone full of confidence, away from home as well, a 7, I think a 7 is quite fair for him.
Aaron?
7. The goal bumped it up 1 for me. Solid overall performance, got forward well. Mbeumo did give him a ton of trouble, but that's just the part of the nature of being a fullback that gets forward there. You're going to have wingers get in behind you. Overall, solid, though. The goal bumps it up to a 7.
6 for me, too. He scored the goal. He's the definitive goal scorer on the night. Some questions defensively,
so
but no, 6 on my rating. but Mbeumo didn't score at the end of the day, right? So I can't take more points off defensively.
Similar ratings there. Aaron, we're going to come to you now for Matheus Cunha.
I give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he was so dangerous on the day. He created a ton of chances. Every time he got the ball, I was worried, and that is a big sign for a United player. I thought he was their best player along with Mbeumo. I give him an 8 out of 10.
JD, you kind of go,
I think 8 is a bit strong. My version of an 8 is I think you impact the game, especially. I think you impact the game in the final third. I think you have to score. And for me, I would give you a 7, only because I do think his link-up was incredible. I thought the spaces that he found, especially in that sort of false 9 and being able to drift in, I think he was causing so much mayhem. But I think he also did have a lot of chances in terms of that he probably should have converted and would look back, maybe with a little bit more minutes underneath his legs and, a little bit better rhythm. He will be looking back and thinking to himself, I probably could have scored 1, maybe 2 goals. But so I think a 7 is a fair scoring. But in terms of looking at his heat map, you can see it's only 35 touches, but it's the impact of those touches and what he does when he has the ball. So I think 7 overall. He'll be proud of his performance in his debut, though.
Yeah, 6 for me. I mean, he was.
Do you give anybody anything?
No, but I'm realizing that at least I got to be coherent with what I'm grading at, and I'm grading at a level below. For me, if you score, no one was a 10 here. Even if you need to score a hat trick in a final for it to be a 10 performance, right? You need to absolutely ball off the field, and no one in this game balled off the field. It was a bad football game from start to end. It was not a fun, attractive game. Was it not?
Was it 6 or a 7? Sorry.
Huh?
I wanted to know the final. It was
Nico,
a 6 or a 7.
I'm looking forward to sitting on this.
It was a 6. He didn't score a goal. I totally agree with you that I think he was Manchester United's best player. I think he gives them something different, him and Mbeumo. But overall, Manchester United didn't win. They didn't score.
6 though.
Yeah, 6 on my scale.
So just to clarify the scale.
We're giving Geoff some time. Geoff, what
just
was your
to clarify
rating?
then, Hannah, like, you've got to try and keep these guys in check. Just to clarify, Nico. So unless it's a final, you can't get 10. Is that correct?
No, but it's like
You just said it.
The example.
You just said it.
No, right. If you score a hat trick in a final, it's a 10. But I'm
No,
giving you an example of what's...
you said it has to be a final.
No,
You score a hat trick to get a 10.
Sure. Or
So we might as well have the scale up to what, 8 or 9?
I like this.
Not necessarily. Like you need, like in this game, you need to ball all out. I'm not going to be gifting 10s. I'm more trending towards the keep side of things than
I'm just trying to establish
cookies
the
and brownies
rules
for
here, because
everybody.
they
You
seem
get
to be
me?
changing.
I'm just grading at a tougher scale than you guys are, which is absolutely fine. I think we're very coherent in what we're doing. I think you guys were a little bit too nice to Gyökeres, but overall, I think we're pretty much in lockstep.
Geoff, what was your rating for Cunha?
I'd go 7 because I thought he was bright. He was bubbly.
Come on. You guys giving me shit for not going to 10.
It's debut. Well, he can't go 10 because it wasn't a final. He didn't get a hat trick, according to the new rules. So he was bright and bubbly. It's his Old Trafford debut, so he did enough to warrant a more than honourable mention. But you know, I liked all three of them across the front line. I'd give a mention to Mason Mount. He was almost unlucky to be withdrawn because he played well, but he's not a natural striker. So, but as a 3, the combination, I thought they were excellent. On another day, they could have 2 or 3 goals easily.
Geoff, how do you think Brian Mbeumo done? What was your player rating for him as well?
Similar. I thought he did really, really well. Went after Calafiori, as Aaron said just now. I thought he was inventive. I thought they were aggressive. I thought their press was very, very good indeed. They looked, you know, the front 3, if you like, they were almost like a thumbnail sketch of what Manchester United weren't last season. They looked cohesive. And what I think will make a big difference is when Šeško plays. So if you look at those balls that Mbeumo and also Cunha were putting into the box, I thought Mason Mount played well, but there's a big difference when you got Šeško in there. You know, an actual target man, an actual striker. And he got a couple of headers in. They weren't the strongest in the world. But, you know, I thought it showed real potential, and was a promising start.
Nico, how would you rate?
Yeah, 6 also for me. Again, Manchester United showed something different, right? And clearly they're onto something. You guys... Manchester United lost is what we need to get at the end of the day. I'm not seeing the potential. I'm not grading the potential. And Mbeumo and Cunha together and Mount, I have questions who's going to be playing in that position once Šeško's in there. But it was good. 6 is trending positive for Manchester United, even though they lost.
Aaron?
7 out of 10. Solid performance, very, very dangerous. Didn't get the goal, so I'm tempering those expectations. Yeah.
Jaydee?
Yeah, I agree. I think a 7 across the board. I think both him and Cunha can be proud in terms of their performances. I thought his industry really impressed me. You know what? It's difficult wearing a Man United shirt. It's a very heavy shirt to wear across football. And what I liked was his ambition in saying that I want to be a match winner. I want to turn around and approach this game and implement my style onto a game. So I think he could be really proud. I think the building blocks. I think I know we're not talking about Nico. Nico doesn't want us to talk about promise. But what I took from yesterday.
I do. I'm rating. I'm not rating based off of potential and promise. I do see the promise. I've been. You guys aren't listening to me. Of course, I see that Manchester United side, and I walk away thinking that Ruben Amorim sees the potential in all of this. I've said it, and you guys are not listening to me because I'm giving a bad rating for a game in which they lost on the opening match day at home.
Okay, so Nico's 6s are everybody else's 7s, basically. So,
yes.
Which is
you guys caught on.
And so Brian, I think Brian could be really proud in terms of the foundations that he's laid.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to be a really important figure for Man United this year.